Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is the 15th of December and we are already halfway through the last month of the year. We have exactly 16 days to go before we hit the new year. So I was just watching this YouTube Rewind video and I thought it's a good idea, especially for someone like me who's a new YouTuber, to make a rewind video. And just today, when I had everything in mind, everything planned out, constantly shaking the camera, so I had everything planned out. I heard on TV, on news, that YouTube Rewind 2018 video has been one of the most disliked videos of the year. I have no idea why. Shut up. There are two dogs in my neighborhood who has a constant competition going on between them as to who can bark louder. After this, I'll start barking. So I thought, why not make a rewind video for myself? Because 2018 has been a mixed bag of sorts, like not too remarkable, but a year of many new beginnings. I have made new friends. I've made new beginnings in as far as work is concerned, but probably the most remarkable achievement that I've made in this year has been to start my YouTube channel. And everybody who knows me knows that this much, that I've never really planned as far as my career is concerned. I've never taken anything in life seriously, but for the first time I think I've done something very seriously and with the goal in mind, and in a very focused manner. I hope it goes well, because when you invest a lot of hard work into something, you always want recognition. I mean, I really never started this channel for money. I never really thought of monetary, but yes, if it happens, I will not say no to it, of course. But I think the recognition and the adulation that you get for your hard work is more important. And what else? But you know what, thinking about New Year makes me wonder, what about the year end? As in, I'll explain. Like every year we make New Year resolutions in January. Whether or not we follow them or we keep up with them, we always make New Year resolutions. I think for me, one of the most repeated New Year resolutions will be, I promise to keep my closet or my cupboard or my wardrobe, whatever you say, clean, organized, and in order, like organized. Yes, clean and organized. Clean, it is always clean, but organized, never. I try my best, but something happens. There's this invisible hand that comes and kind of makes everything unorganized. Everything is in total disarray. But this year I thought, every year we actually venture out to do many things, but some of them we complete, yes, with success. Some of them we don't complete, but we find a closure that we have been unsuccessful, whatever. But there are some things we plan, but we never attempt. I'm sure you will agree with me. There are so many things. Okay, I planned in June, I planned in July, August, March, even as recent as October, and everything was ready, but something happened. I always have an excuse and never got completing it. So this year, actually I made a list of all those things which I was supposed to do, I could have done, but I never never took out the time to do that. So one such thing I'll share with you and my experience, because I gave it a closure this week. This was something pending for a long time, and I needed to find closure for it, and I was always hoping it will end on a positive note, but it did not. But anyway, let me share the story with you. In 2008, I was in a transition period between leaving one job and taking another one. I got my next job somewhere around 2009 June. So between 2008 September and June 2009, I kind of took a sabbatical. I will not say it was a complete sabbatical. It was not that I was not working. I was working, I was writing content for websites. I was doing a lot of writing work for market research companies, doing interpretation and note taking and translation work and all that. So it was a break, and I was looking for a job, and I was thinking, what exactly do I want to do? How exactly, which field of work do I really want to go ahead? Things like that. So between that time, I realized that writing is something I love, and it's something I would always want to do. And I happened to visit the book fair, the Calcutta Book Fair, which is one of the most celebrated events in a year for us, because we love reading, we love to read, and we love books. It was the book fair of 2008 where I went, and I came in contact with a publisher in College Street. If you are wondering what is College Street, I'll tell you in a moment, and you'll know. If you're not from Calcutta, you will not understand unless I show you the place. Well, College Street is like this big meeting point, or the hub of books and publishers in Calcutta. Every shop has got a publishing unit over there. If you're looking for any kind of textbook, storybook, whatever, if you visit College Street, there is a chance that you will get it, even if it is out of print, because there are shopkeepers who will be able to procure that out of print book, even maybe printed somewhere, sometime decades they've stopped printing, but then they'll be able to get it for you. Now this particular publisher, I don't want to take names here, I got in touch with them, and they offered to give me assignments to write books for children, and I was very happy. This was like my creativity, this was like my creation kind of thing. I was all in all, I was not for taking orders. I was myself creating everything for the book, from the cover design to the name to the contents to whatever the name of the chapters will be, what kind of what are the topics that will be covered in that particular book, everything. So yeah, okay, let me first tell you, the books were supposed to start from nursery 1, and they were supposed to go up to class 4, standard 4, but then we never reached that state, because I got a job before that, by that time, and we had finished 2 books between the publisher, with that publisher I'd finished 2 books, and I'd got payment for both the books. That was not an issue. But the second book, okay, let me first show you the first book. That's my name here. If you're wondering why this name, because that's my formal name. Misha is a name that was used by my maternal grandparents. My grandmother and my grandfather used to call me that name. So when it came to the channel, I wanted to use a name which was easily pronounced, and my real name is a typically Bengali name which may be a little difficult to understand or even remember. So I thought I'll use Misha, because that is also my Facebook page and my Instagram account, so that helped. Now this book, like this was a very basic book. This is a book for nursery 1, which was not much. It was like a compilation I did using my ideas, and in the sense that it was very basic level, so there's nothing much, there's not much innovation used in this book, because as you can understand, for nursery 1 you really cannot use too much of your imagination, because there's a limit to how much a nursery 1 kid or a child can take. So you have to limit your imagination. But from nursery 2 we decided on making it a little different, introduce stories and other activities within the book. I'll just show you one thing. So this was the copy where I used to write everything, and this is where I started with book 1. Now once book 1 was finished and we started on book 2, I thought, why not use the same copy and continue writing book 2. I had used a lot of ideas in this book, like for example, I wrote this story called Good Morning, and like for example, like A woke up, if you see the first line, woke up in the morning and had an, where is it, apple. So this will be a pictorial thing, just to make it a little interesting, and called out to B to come and play ball with him. Like there would be a picture of a ball here. So these are ideas that I used. I remember I used original stories, like stories that I wrote for reading in this book. For example, this was one, it's called Betty's Birthday Party, and I wrote this story. It was a short story. And then a surprise picnic. Out in the woods. This was another story. So these are the stories that I included for this book. At the fair. At the zoo. So all of this went into the making of book 2. I even received payment for it, but what I did not receive was an author's copy, which is absolutely mandatory for any publisher. Even if they don't give you a payment, they have to give you a copy of the book that is printed and published. The first batch of publication was done, and I never received it. And as I mentioned just a while back, that I got into another job at that time. I never remembered to ask him then and there that, you have not given me the author's copy. First give me that, and then we'll talk about the other books that we have to write. So he neatly avoided giving me that. And yes, then we had a fallout. I'll explain how. 2009 onwards, it became a little difficult for me to dedicate a certain amount of time for another book. And my publisher was very keen on me continuing with the series. But even though as much as I wanted to, I could not, because when do I have the time? I was working in a company where I had to give a 9-hour work schedule daily, Monday to Saturday, and then after some time the Saturday became a half day. But still there was not much time for me to give to a book, because that requires a lot of time and dedication and focused thinking. Otherwise your book will be just the same as hundreds of other books in the market. So yes, he was a little upset because of that, and during that time he did not give me the author's copy of my second book, which was already published, and I forgot to ask for one. But by the time I remembered, I kept asking. That would be around 2010, and today is 15th of December 2018. He has not even given me one copy. He's only made excuses that next, after 2 months, after 3 months, this, that. So recently my friend and I, we went to College Street, and what we did, we approached the shop that he has over there, and fortunately for us, he was not there. So my friend, she's a school teacher, so she did all the talking, and she convinced the man behind the desk, that behind the counter, that we have a school of our own and we are looking for books, and this is the book that we've been using, so we want the second part of this book, and we'll take a few copies. And the man did not understand. He said, okay, I'll try to get it as, and he was like a partner. They are like two partners working in the same shop, and they both have their individual publication. So he said, I can't say much about it, but I'll talk to him and I'll find out what's the status. Later on, when we called him, he gave me the phone to that other person, that is who is actually my publisher. I don't think he recognized my voice, but I'm not sure. And what he told me on the phone was pretty ridiculous. He said, yes, the book, the second part will be published, but it's still under process and you will not get it before 2020. I said, what? I said, I have a new session coming up next year and I can't wait till 2020. He said, yes, that is what it is. You'll have to wait till 2020. I mean, that's a ridiculous proposition. No publisher does that. Anyway, so what I did as part of my last try, I went to College Street myself, and I went to another bookshop, and I asked that person that, can you get me this book, and I want the second part. I want book 2 of this book, of this series. So he checked everything and said, just give me 5 minutes and I'll get it for you. Fine, I did wait for more than 10 minutes actually. After which the man came and said, no, it's not available. So at present, I really don't know what is the status of that book, if it has been published or not, because I am sure it was published for the first time. After that, whether it has been discontinued or whatever has been done to it, I don't know. I just know this much, that my hard work has gone in vain. I'm ready to purchase the books that I have written and have not even received one copy, but then it's not available. And if somebody tells me it's not available, I cannot really fight with them on that. So, fine, no issues. But at least I will now put a cap on this particular topic after 8 years. I mean, 2010 onwards, I've been trying to get hold of my copy, but I have not got it. Okay, fine, I've been cheated or deceived and whatever you can say, but at least this year I know I'm not going to go ahead. I'm not going to go ahead and pursue this publisher anymore and look for this book, whatever has happened to it. Though it feels bad to see your hard work going down the drain. But looking at it from a positive angle, life always takes some and gives you some. There will always be moments when you feel like you have lost a lot in life, but don't feel so dejected that you miss out on what things you have got from life, at least at that particular phase of time. So this year, as I told you, has been a mixed bag, but I think one of my biggest accomplishments would be starting my YouTube channel. I never knew documenting my own life could be so much fun. I have tried to cover some stories for you also, but so far I have only done a few and I've only been partly successful. There are lots of other things that I want to cover, provided I get permission. I never realized permission would be such a huge thing when I started off my YouTube channel, but I need to ask permission, I need to send emails, I need to do this and that, so much like you know, processing work that I have to do before I can actually cover a very harmless video for all my audience. So yeah, but before you go, I want to give you a glimpse of College Street as it is today, and that iconic place, and especially College Street Coffee House, what is also known as Indian Coffee House. But for all of you people in Calcutta who have already been to College Street Coffee House for many years now, let me tell you, things have come down as far as standards are concerned. I had a very horrible experience this time with the particular item of food, and the coffee was good, strong and good, but the main thing about coffee house is the place and the emotion that goes with the place. So that's something you can only feel when you've been there several times, or even if you're going there for the first time. But you have to be there, feel the crowd, feel the pulse, and only then you will know what I mean. So if you're coming to Calcutta for the first time, make sure you ask your guide or whoever it is who's taking around the city to take you to College Street and College Street Coffee House or the Indian Coffee House. That's a must. Even Bill Clinton wanted to go there when he was in Calcutta, and I'm not sure if he went there. I think there were some security issues, and that's why he wasn't taken there, but he was very disappointed, I hear.